Coming to you today from Disneyland in Anaheim, California. They're celebrating their 35th year. And it was just last year that we were out to the coast for the first time. Marina Del Rey.
Yes.
And Don Rickles came on the show. And, of course, some of you may remember I was terribly ill.
You had pneumonia,
had
terribly.
Pneumonia, was laying on my deathbed.
This was almost mine.
And Don came down to my room.
Yes.
To cheer me up. And here's a little bit of that conversation. Well, he tried. Well, the last thing he allegedly said to me on that tape was, "You got a week to live."
I know.
But I fooled him. I hung
you
around
sure
anyway.
did. A lesser man would have been dead, but here you are.
He's appearing at Bally's in Atlantic City on September 22nd and 23rd. He's standing backstage right now. He's just demolished Mickey Mouse. And here he is, Don Rickles, everybody.
Yes.
They gave me producing today.
Hi, Don.
Hi, Don.
Oh, my. Is this on?
Yeah.
You got about an hour. Gee, you're better again, huh? I love props. This is a treat. Disneyland. I was here about 10 years ago when Mickey Mouse came over and said hello, and I punched him right in the mouth.
Something about that mouse.
Yeah. It's great. It's great to schlep all the way out here to be with you on your
Schlep
show.
all the way out. We sent a helicopter for Mr. Rickles, $400 an hour, no expense spared. Chop it you right in.
That's right. And we landed, and the pilot said, "Don't stay. It's a bad place." Look at all these people. They spent all this money to get these seats.
It's nice? It's our kind of audience.
Sure. Why wouldn't you get a turnout? There's a guy by the gate going, "Well, come on, watch Regis. Come on in. Here, it's free. You'll get candy and a trip around the world."
And look who's sitting in the front. Have you ever met my producer, Michael Gilman?
Is that the kid?
Yeah.
You still got the pimples? Sits in the bathroom at night going, "Look at that one."
He doesn't know how right he is.
Jeez, looks good. No socks. That's the new thing.
Yeah.
Right. I knew it was you. I thought it was me for a minute. Get yourself sprayed. Anyway.
And you met Cody backstage?
Oh, that was a bit. The kid's wonderful.
Yeah.
He really is.
Isn't he?
He's running around with a helmet on going, "Tackle me." He's a wonderful child, really.
Thank
Good
you,
luck.
Don. I know you love children.
And I know. And Frank is now, what, 74?
Yeah?
And Frank's doing this. "Come on, Cody. Come on, Cody."
They're going to turn on you. They love Frank.
Boo, boo, sure. What do you know? Frank sits in a booth going, "Was that a touchdown, Lou?" They're talking like Frank's a rocket scientist. "You got lost up. These are bad seats." Anyway, these people. What are the people with the tags? You from some sort of camp?
That's a ticket to get in.
Oh, 8 feet high, the ticket is.
Now, as you may know, Mr. Rickles has just completed a tumultuous 10-day, 11-city tour with Pia Zadora.
Well,
and Frank Sinatra.
Frank Sinatra was there, too, I think, wasn't he?
You see that remark? You're going to love it in Brooklyn on a hook. I'm telling Frank, you turned on.
Does Frank ever ask about us?
Once he went, Regis and our cab hit your aunt. No, he never talked about it.
Never? Yeah, right.
Where's he going with you? You're going no place. You're hot for 5 minutes. This is all going to end. You go back to your old job running after Joey Bishop's car. He was with Joey Bishop 100 years ago. It's a long story. Now he has a big house in New York, and he just sits there going, "Hit the buzzer and bring in joy." That's his wife. She has to play maid.
But what was it like working with Frank?
It was great. I ran in front of the car and checked for grenades. And, you know, you get up every morning and say, "Frank, you're marvelous," you know. You don't do that, he slaps your wife. But, no, he's a marvelous star. Frank, if you're watching this, and I doubt that. When he starts watching Regis and Kathie from Disneyland, I'm going to put him in a hole. But Frank Sinatra's a great star. I heard that for 11 days. But I, of course, my lips are chapped from walking behind him going... It's rough, and he walks fast, you know. But you do it just to keep your name alive.
Of course.
You don't get a break like you two guys at Westbury sold out with the tickets of $4.
This weekend, if you're in New York, maybe I can get you in.
Oh, please.
But we
Because I
are...
want to hear "When Irish Eyes Are Smiling," one of the hit tunes of all time.
Pennies from Heaven.
Oh, that's his new one now? Pennies from Heaven, right.
Yeah.
You always sang, and you always stunk. Hey, folks, I'm only telling you. Hey, for the money you're paying, that's a funny joke. I mean, there's no voting. You people were out in line at 4 in the morning just so you could see Cody throw up.
Now, have we talked about Cody too much?
No, the kid is wonderful. If that makes Kathy happy,
Yeah,
and
that's
and
what I
helps
say.
you and have a partner, you know what happened to the other partners? They all left. Anyway,
That's right. Keep me very happy.
that's right. He went through everybody. Because I used to be very close. He'd sit in the trailer with me and tell me, "How are we going to dump this one?" Anyway, great chairs. We'll chip in and get a carpenter to put a nail in.
What about Pia Zadora? Was she fun to work
She's
with?
wonderful. She's a lovely lady. She really is. Her husband's a multimillionaire, and they kept giving me money to stand next to her. Anyway, no, she's a lovely girl, and her husband is great. And she sang great, and Frank enjoyed her, and I enjoyed her. And it was a lot of helicopters and a lot of planes, and that's why I said send a helicopter for me. But, 2 hours on the freeway
it's not
for
right.
this, and it's syndicated. This is on in Iowa at 4 in the morning with some guy milking a cow going, "They're on, Rose."
That
Regis
is
and
so
Kathie,
true.
on. Keep milking, keep milking. But you skyrocket. It's better than being local, you know what I mean?
We're hot right now.
Oh, yeah. Well, hey,
It is
it
warm
still
here.
gets hot and then it cools off.
But let me, you also were at the White House this summer.
Yes, that was a big thrill.
President called you himself?
No, the president of Hadassah. Yes, the president. Yes, George Bush. In fact, he called about 3 times and asked me to come to the White House. And all 3 times we were busy doing
Too
things.
busy to go to the president when he called?
Well, sure. You ever spend an evening with him?
You also don't get paid to do the White House, right?
You don't get paid. No, it was that's the first time I met you.
Yes.
At the inaugural for Ronald Reagan.
That's exactly right.
But George Bush has been a great friend to Barbara and I and his lovely wife, Barbara. And we were invited to the White House, and Joe Morgan was with us, the black ball player?
Yeah.
He was in the main ballroom hitting grounders to himself. Anyway, but we had a wonderful time, and I sat next to Mrs. Bush at the dinner. And she kept saying, you want another belt? Oh, there's my train. It's the 941 to Westbury. But we had a great time.
Did you get up and perform at the White
No,
House?
no. Well, I wasn't performing. I was a guest. What do you call was performing the vice president.
Dan
Dan
Quayle.
Quayle.
Dan Quayle. By performing, he was walking around the lobby going, "Is there any Secret Service? Somebody guard me." The little guys with pop guns. Did I get him?
Oh,
Anyway.
Don.
Oh, no, he's a charming guy. We had a couple of belts together. It was great, And George Bush sat right next. I was amazed about my seating, because sitting next to Mrs. Barbara Bush.
How do you like that?
And the occasion was, and I'm a Jewish boy from New York, and we were honoring the president of Tunisia. And he came in with his sheet, and 4 other guys going, and they were smelling the rug for about a half hour.
I hate it when they
I thought they were
do
in the
that.
carpet business. It was-
Smelling the rug.
Smelling the rug. That's what one guy came in and said, "He started to smell the rug." I said, "Don't do that. The president's here. Sit up, sit up." It's the guy's religion.
Oh, that's Don Rickles.
Kathy wanted me to say that she loves Bob Newhart because, Bob Newhart's a dear friend of mine.
Yes,
We're
he
going to
is.
Europe this year, unless, God forbid, somebody out in the desert gets moody. But then there'll be no trip. But Bob doesn't mind. Bullets, nothing bothers him.
Nothing's bothered.
He just stammers his way through everything. But Kathy worked with him, and Bob's a good friend, and he couldn't be here today because she didn't want to give him a helicopter. Anyway, going by bus is a long ride.
It's going to be a whole new world for him, right? Does he have a new series coming on? Or?
No, he will, though. He reads the phone book, and they put it on the air.
It's unbelievable.
It's really
he can do
good.
anything.
See that?
It's
The bee
funny.
was trying to sting the Jew. Sting the Jew and win a trip to Disneyland.
Now, don't forget, Don will be at Bally's in Atlantic City later this month, September 21st and 22nd.
It's this weekend, isn't it?
That's right. It's this weekend.
Well, you mean while Kathy and I are in Westbury?
Yes.
Nearly sold out?
Yeah. We'll probably be alone with one guy with bubble gum sitting in the front going, "I'm going to Westbury later." You'll do great. I mean, when you see tickets for $4 and fruit and candy, how can they miss? Jeanette McDonald and Nelson Eddy on their way back.
Want you to say goodbye to Gilman.
Gilman, you're a Jewish boy, right? Not that that matters. But next year, you're going to be in this seat. Anyway, good luck to you, Gilman.
All right.
And I'm a friend. Get the nose fixed. Anyway,
Don Rickles, everybody. We'll be right back with the Los Angeles Laker girls in a moment.